Hello, sports fans. Great to be back with you. Let's put a bow on a couple of seasons. Let's start in the NBA. To the surprise of no one, especially me, Golden State wins the NBA championship. They beat Cleveland 4-1. Listen, congratulations to Golden State and their fans. They have some of the best fans in all of the NBA. They look like they had a ball at the parade yesterday. They were clearly the best team all year. When they added Durant, they were going to be a huge favorite. They took care of business. They were clearly the best team. I don't want to take anything away from them. Nice to see Steve Kerr back on the sidelines. He had those back problems. So all credit to Golden State. They were the best team, and they took care of business. To me, there was no drama in the NBA whatsoever this year. And as an NBA fan, I have a huge problem with that. I mean, there was nothing going on here. The playoffs was an absolute disaster. It was blowout after blowout, injury after injury. The NBA Finals was horrible, 4-1. Most of the games were one-sided. There was nothing going on in the NBA. When Kevin Durant decided to go to Golden State, you knew the Warriors were going to win it. I mean, Golden State had a super team the last 2 years, and then you add Durant to the team. Was there any question they were going to win? And this is going to go on for a while now. Durant is going to re-up with Golden State. They want to keep the core together. All their stars are in their prime. You got Curry, Thompson, Durant, Green, all in their prime. They have like an Olympic team out there on the floor. So they're going to be a huge favorite again next year. I can't see any team challenging them. I know there's been rumors about, Chris Paul maybe going to San Antonio, or Paul George going here, or Butler going there. No matter what happens, Golden State, if they stay healthy, will be a huge favorite again next year. So listen, congratulations to Golden State and their fans. You guys deserve it. Me, as an NBA fan, the NBA is lacking. I mean, the NBA is lacking in a big way. I had a huge problem with this year. I had a huge problem with Durant joining this team. Oklahoma City had a really nice team last year. They battled Golden State 7 games, and they just flipped the balance of power, too much. It's too one-sided now. And in the NBA, the best team usually wins anyway, and then you add Durant to this powerhouse team. I had a huge problem with that, so to me there was no drama in the NBA whatsoever. And listen, Cleveland had a really, really good team, and even they were outmatched. Golden State just has too much firepower right now, and I don't see it changing next year. I actually enjoyed watching, I don't know if you guys caught it on ESPN, the 30-30 special, 3-part special, Lakers-Celtics, best of enemies, going back to the 80s, those great Laker and Celtic teams. I enjoyed watching that more than anything in the NBA this year, more than any NBA regular season game, anything that went on in the playoffs, and anything that went on in the finals. That series was tremendous. Lakers, Celtics, you talk about two fabulous teams. The personalities, the great players, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Worthy, Kareem, Parrish, McHale, the two cities, the Celtics, the Lakers, the two arenas, the old Forum, the old Boston Garden, the two announcers, Chick Hearn and, Most for the Celtics, just great stuff all the way around. And the basketball was as pretty as it gets. I mean, poetry in motion, the way the Lakers ran that fast break, the way the Celtics were, a gritty, gutty team. Larry Bird, a tremendous player. That was fun to watch. I enjoyed Lakers-Celtics Best of Enemies 30-for-30 special a lot more than anything that went on in the NBA. If you guys haven't caught that series, check it out. I'm sure you can find it. Tremendous stuff. The basketball was poetry in motion. That to me was drama. That to me is basketball, not what we got this year in the NBA. And another thing, I'm sick and tired of hearing about the NBA draft. I'm tired of it. I don't want any more stories about Lonzo Ball and his father. I can't take it anymore. My goodness, how many stories have they done on Ball, and are the Lakers going to take him? They're working him out again. Some teams like him, they don't like him. His father. Enough already. Go back to last year's draft and look at how many players that were picked early that didn't do anything in the NBA last year. Who knows how these players are going to be? And remember, these are young players. Don't expect that the Lakers to take Ball, that the Lakers are going to make the playoffs next year. The Lakers have the third worst record in the NBA, and they have an awful team. Don't think Ball is going to come in and make them a playoff team. Now listen, he could be a very good player. He can run the show. He's a good building block. But don't think, in one season the Lakers are going to go from the third worst team in basketball to making the playoffs. So come on. And enough of this over-analyzation of the NBA draft. I mean, who's taking what? And the Celtics, and Ball, and his father, and this one, and the guy from Duke, and Josh Jackson, and this guy. And enough already. They do this in the NFL. It drives me crazy. Enough stories about the NBA draft. Just pick the players and let them play a game before we start making any, rash judgments here. My goodness, I can't take any more about it. So that is your NBA. Again, congratulations to Golden State and their fans. Over to the NHL we go. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They beat Nashville 4-2. Pittsburgh goes back-to-back. The first team in like 20 years to go back-to-back. Very hard to win back-to-back NHL titles in this day and age in the NHL. So Pittsburgh once again hoists the cup. They win 2-0 in Game 6. There was some controversy. Nashville did have a goal wiped out. It was a very quick whistle. That was an awful job by the referee. He was out of position. He lost sight of the puck. He blew the whistle. Sure enough, Nashville put it in. It would have put them up 1-0. Maybe it changes that whole game. It was definitely a bad call. The NFL used to do that and drive me crazy years ago. They used to blow the whistle and the whole play was dead. Now they've kind of had middle ground in the NFL. They don't give you the return, but if you get an immediate recovery, they give you the ball. I don't know what you can do in the NHL. They're not going to give you the goal there. Maybe they can give you a power play or something. I don't know, but it was a bad break for Nashville. But listen, I don't want to take away from what Pittsburgh did the last 2 years. Back-to-back cups. Crosby wins another MVP. Gritty, gutty. They had a lot of injuries. Letang was out. Their goalie was out. Remember, Murray's a rookie goalie. He's already got, 2 cups in the last 2 years. I mean, it's unbelievable. The coach did an amazing job. Anyone Pittsburgh plugged in played well. Let's not take away from what the Penguins did in a very tough division, by the way. They had no easy ride. They had to beat Columbus in the first round and had Washington again in the second round. How many times has the Penguins dispatched Washington? Let's not take away from what Pittsburgh did because of one bad call in the second period of Game 6. And remember, even if Nashville wins that game, which, wasn't guaranteed, Game 7 was back in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh did win Game 5, 6-0. So listen, it was a bad call. Definitely Nashville got a bad break there, but let's not take away from what the Pittsburgh Penguins accomplished. This was a tremendous accomplishment. Back-to-back cups, a lot of injuries, a lot of adversity, and they were in a tough division. They had no easy ride. So all credit to the Penguins. Great job by them, their organization, and their fans. They also had a great time at the parade. I saw all the highlights from Wednesday out there. They had like 700,000 there in Pittsburgh. So tremendous job by the Penguins. They win back-to-back Stanley Cups. Major League Baseball, listen. I was looking at the Major League Baseball standings. First of all, the National League has 5 teams over 500. 5, that's it. I mean, that is an absolute joke. The only teams over 500 in the National League are Washington, who's running away with the East. You have Milwaukee, who's leading the Central. I don't expect them to hang on. I expect the Cubs to pass them, at any time. And then the West has 3 teams over 500. The Dodgers, Arizona, and Colorado. Everyone else, including the Mets, the Giants, are all under 500. 5 teams in the NL are over 500. That's awful. American League, listen, the AL East is good. Yankees are doing a good job. Boston, you got some really competitive baseball in the East. Central, Minnesota's hanging on right now. They're leading. They're doing a great job. I do expect Cleveland to catch them at some point. The West, it's all Houston. Angels are battling without Trout. Texas has been up and down without Hamels. Not a lot going on in Major League Baseball, but there's a long way to go. Baseball is so long. It's really week to week. You could have one stretch where you win 10 games in a row and get right back in it. You could lose 10 in a row and fall out of it. You see Texas this year. They've been awful. They've been hot. They've been great. They've been bad. I mean, the swings. I mean, it's unbelievable in baseball. There's so many games that keep coming at you. So baseball was still in the early stages, but I have not been impressed with baseball so far this year. 5 teams in the NL over 500. That's deplorable. Nadal wins the French Open. Ho-hum, just like the NBA. Was there any shock that Nadal won the French Open for the 10th time? Great job by Nadal. He's been hurt the last few years. Hasn't won a major in a while. He now has 15 titles all time. Great job by Nadal. Again, did you miss anything if you missed this French Open? No drama, no excitement, one-sided matches, and where are the young stars? Tell me, where are they on the men's side? the same 5 players win every single tournament. Where are the young stars? Where are the big 22-year-old stars that should push these old elephants out? Federer's ancient. Nadal's been hurt. Djokovic is done. Murray's old. Wawrinka's old. For tennis standards, where are the young players? Push these old goats out. Tennis needs a big shot in the arm. French Open, just like the NBA, no drama whatsoever. The Belmont, Tappert wins the Belmont. To me, this was a mediocre crop of horses. You had, different winners in all 3 Triple Crown races. Not a great field in horse racing this year. U.S. Open golf going on right now. Fowler, the early lead. Remember, Fowler has never won a major, so we'll keep an eye on that. No Mickelson. He's attending his daughter's high school graduation. No Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods looks like he could be done. I mean, the next time we see Tiger Woods could be on the senior tour. And I still get messages saying Tiger Woods is going to come back and break Jack Nicklaus's record of all-time majors. Not going to happen. Tiger Woods would be lucky now to win one more major, let alone, what does he have to win, like 4 or 5 to pass Jack Nicklaus? Not going to happen. Tiger Woods looks like he's finished. As far as some soccer, I did watch USA and Mexico from Azteca in Mexico. 1-1, nice draw by USA. Anytime you can get out of there with a point, that's a nice job by USA in the qualifying. You're going to have a lot of soccer over the summer. You're going to have your World Cup qualifying. You're going to have a lot of friendlies. A lot of the big clubs come over here from to the United States to play friendlies. Real Madrid's playing the MLS All-Star game. You have the Gold Cup here, so you're going to have a lot of soccer over the summer. You're going to have boxing as well. You have Ward Kovalev 2 coming up. I didn't like the scoring of the first fight. I thought Kovalev won. They gave it to Ward. We'll see about the second fight. Triple G and Alvarez is set for September. That fight should have been a year ago. We had to suffer through Alvarez and Chavez Jr. That was a nightmare. They signed Mayweather and McGregor. No surprise. That fight will be here very quickly in August. I mean, they're really throwing that one right at you. Usually these boxing matches, they want to give you 6 months of hype. They're giving you 2 months here. Let's get them quickly in the ring in August. Come on, suckers. Go get your money. Go pluck down your money. $100 for pay-per-view to watch Mayweather-McGregor. I mean, you talk about an absolute joke. Mayweather's been off for 2 years. He's like 40-something years old, and McGregor is a UFC fighter. Are you kidding me? This is the bill of goods they're selling you? Come on, suckers. Pay you $100 for this. Watch Mayweather win 12 rounds to nothing. I mean, I'm sure the press conferences will be a circus with these two guys. I mean, it'll be an absolutely carnival atmosphere. To me, this is not a sporting event. This is a carnival. This is a sideshow. This is ridiculous. I'm not buying the fight. I'm telling you, I've been burned too many times with boxing. You're going to get nothing on the undercard. You're going to get a snooze fest here. How many Mayweather fights have been really great? How many Mayweather fights have you come away from saying, wow, that was a really exciting fight? How many Mayweather fights have you gone back and watched again? They were so exciting. I watched Hagler Hearns about 100 times. I don't think I've ever watched a Mayweather fight twice. I mean, so Mayweather-McGregor, this is an absolute joke. McGregor is a UFC fighter. He's got big fights available in the UFC. Instead, we get this circus act so these two clowns can make even more money. Absolute travesty. Come on, suckers. Pluck down your $100 for this. Come on. Pluck it down. Talk about an overhyped mess. I'm not buying it. Not doing it. I think it's a joke. I really do. I think it's an absolute joke. I do not want to watch this fight at all. I mean, I'll watch maybe the replay of it, but I'm certainly not buying it. So that's Mayweather-McGregor coming up in August. All right, there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. I will be back end of August, early September, college football, NFL. We've come to the end of the NBA. We've come to the end of the NHL. I've been doing the show every week since last August. Time to recharge the batteries, get ready for football season. I had a monster year in football last year. Straight up, teasers, money line. I was awesome. My record was unbelievable. I was 15-1 in the playoffs. I won yet another Super Bowl. Ever since I've been doing this show, I've picked every Super Bowl right with the spread. So I was on absolute fire last year. Not to mention I picked North Carolina to win the NCAA championship as well. And I did tell you guys that Golden State was going to win the title before the year even started. So I've been on fire this year. I expect to have another big year in the NFL. So little break here. The summer I'm sure will go fast. Training camp opens in August. We're already in mid-June. The NFL will be here before you know it. The offseason's going very quick. It's been like, 5 months already since the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Feels like I just watched the game. Time is flying by. August will be here before you know it. Another year of the NFL. I expect another big season. So I will be back with you guys very, very shortly. Another couple months. We'll be back rolling with the NFL. You guys have a great summer. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will be back with you for the NFL in the league where they play for pay.